Hello, my friends. I'm Dr. Alavi and welcome back to Medical Terminology series. In today's video, we are going to focus on 5 powerful prefixes that describe direction and movement in medical language. These are very common in anatomy, surgery, and diagnosis. You can see these prefixes in this table, and we are going to talk about each of them in next slides. Before we talk about more about these prefixes, please look at this man. In this picture, you can see that everything that goes away from the center of the body, we use the prefix ab or ab, and everything that moves toward the center of the body, we use the prefix of ad or ad. For example, adduction of a limb, which means when you move your limb toward to the center of your body. Or when you say abduct the muscles or abduct a limb, you mean that to move your limb away from the center of the body. And the other three, dia, per, and trans, means when you move through to the center of the body. Now look at these prefixes again. Ad, which I told you earlier, means toward or near. For example, abduct, to move toward the midline. Or ab or ab, which means away from. Abduct, to move away from the midline. Dia, which means through. For example, diarrhea. Everybody knows the meaning of the diarrhea. Trans, through. For example, transected, which means cut or cut through or across. And per, which means through again, and the example for is percutaneous, which means through the skin. Now we are going to talk about each of these prefixes in more detail. Let's begin with ad, which means toward or near. For example, abduct, as I told you earlier, means to move a limb toward the midline of the body. Adrenal glands are located near the kidneys. Ad plus renal. Other terms like adhesion or adnexa show how tissues or structures are located or close or connected. Now, the opposite of ad is ab, which means away from. Abduct, as I told you earlier, means to move a limb away from the midline. Abnormal means something that is away from the normal. Abrasion is when the tissue is removed or taken away, often by burning or freezing. Abrasion means rubbing away from the surface, for example, a skin abrasion. Abort means to carry away or stop development. Next is dia, which means through or complete. You might know the meaning of diarrhea, which means discharges flowing through the bowels quickly. Dialysis refers to separating waste products from the blood through a membrane. Even diagnosis means understanding something through knowledge and examination. Now let's look at per, which also means through, especially penetrating or passing completely. Percutaneous means going through the skin, like in needle procedures. Perfusion describes blood flow through tissues. And peristalsis is that wave-like motion through your digestive system that pushes food along. And finally, trans, meaning across, through, or beyond. Transfusion, blood going across from the one person to another. Transplant, moving tissues or organs across the body or even between patients. And transdermal patches deliver medicine across the skin. And now you can look at other two examples. Transverse, which means lying across. For example, you might see in digestive system a word transverse colon, which means the part of colon that line across. And the last example is transgender, which describes gender identity across or beyond assigned sex. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel and help me to provide more videos for this channel. Make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss next parts in our medical terminology series. Thank you very much, my friends. Have a nice day. Goodbye.